maybe maybe my YouTube channel would blow up. I'd get 100,000 subscribers or more. Um, I'd have to work super hard. But then old Raphael would actually have a competitor. Not that I would be exclusively cardboard, but he told me in one of our back and forth discussions, he was like, "Man, I'm the only one on YouTube who does this." I was criticizing him a little bit, saying, implying. I mean, I've had nothing but good things to say about Raphael. Seriously, all the time. I'm his biggest fan. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be doing this. But what I did was, in one of his comment sections, I said, "Hey, you know what, Raphael? What would be really cool? Okay, since the name of your channel is Epic Cardboard Props, well, here's what you do. You actually build one that's epic. And by epic, I mean you build the full T-800 Terminator endoskeleton, 6 feet tall, fully articulated. Or you build a full body Velociraptor, not just the head, but the whole body. And or whatever you would choose, that to you would be epic. And this really surprised the hell out of me, his response. He was offended that I would dare to imply that his props weren't epic. Well, sorry, Rafe. They're really, really good, but I haven't seen one that's epic yet, and that's the name of your channel. So he took offense, and that was kind of childish, or it was definitely childish, that he would take offense to that. So we had a little spat, and don't speak anymore. I don't comment on his videos. All I did was told him, look, you're not talking to just any one, 12-year-old kid who's under your thrall, dude. I'm an artist too, man. I got just as much talent or more than you do. So whenever I speak, and this is where I'm sure the communication broke down, is because he doesn't know me. But I told him, when I speak, you should listen to me, man. I know what I'm talking about. I'm older than you. I've got way more experience than you. And whenever I tell you that you have not built an epic prop yet, I'm sorry, man. It's the truth. Not to say you haven't built a mind-blowing prop or many awesome props. Props that have made my jaw drop. But epic? No. Here's what an epic prop would be. Or model. He calls them props because he deals exclusively with movie content. An epic model, or even a prop, because, anyway, I said epic. 10-foot tall Saturn V rocket on the launch gantry. Every detail perfectly done. Everything. The launch gantry, the towers, each stage, painted. He doesn't paint his models, but to make it epic, sorry, you'd have to paint it. Paint the whole thing too. Put USA on it. Paint it white with black trim. Even maybe some dry ice placed strategically here and there out of view to show the venting of the hydrogen, because they have to keep filling the hydrogen tanks because it evaporates. So there's always venting there. So I said, yeah, that would be epic. Or you know what else would be epic? The full body Velociraptor. I know you just built the head and you just showcased it, but I never would have even said a damn thing. But your comment section was blowing up and you weren't paying any attention to it. Everybody wants to see the full body Velociraptor, man. Come on. And his reply was, I've only got a month to build these, and I put everything I have into them, and you dare to say that my props aren't epic? Um, I can't build 2 props a month. Well, yes, I know this. This is obvious. It's obvious he can't build 2 props a month, especially if one of them is going to be epic. So here's what you do: you build 1 prop a month, like you've been doing, a really good one, like you've been doing every month. You put out a good prop. I mean, I've seen his props, and they range from fairly decent to jaw dropping. And that's what I told him. I said, you pump out your good prop, your awesome prop every month, and on the side, just in your spare time, whether it's 10% of the time or 1% of the time, or just however long it takes. You don't even have to tell anybody you're doing it. It's just whenever you're finished with it, you unveil it. That's when you unveil it. It's a surprise. You've been working on the epic prop the whole time and nobody's known. And I told him, this is your strategy. Unveil it on Christmas Day, man. Your fans will go ape shit. He's got an ego. He doesn't want to listen. I really, I admire him a lot, and I have an ego too. So a lot of what I said was, of course, motivated because he had taken offense whenever all I was offering him was praise and constructive suggestions, not criticisms. And the fact that he took offense to that, well, it pissed me off a little bit. It irked me. So I took off the kid gloves, and I started talking to him man to man. I was like, dude, you're talking to another artist here. You don't know it. You don't know who you're talking to. You have no idea. But whenever I give you advice, it's not just because I want to look good or sound good or have you follow my advice or be a part of your channel or whatever you might be thinking. I'm giving you advice so your channel will grow. I want your channel to grow. I want more people to be exposed to it. This is a concept that he just failed to grasp. But if he were to build the epic prop, it would and then unveil it on Christmas. I mean, everything I told him was part of a strategy that I had already formulated once this tiff between us started. I'm like, well, okay, you don't have time to build 2 props a month. Well, that's an easy solution. And it's you build 1 a month and you work on your epic one in your spare time. Okay? Unveil it on Christmas, complete with your plans, all instructions, all of your everything you usually include. Your cutouts or whatever you got, templates. You and that's your epic prop. And then you will have built the epic prop. That's all. Only then. I mean, you build really good props, but the name of your channel is Epic Cardboard Props. And I'm sorry, Raphael, but I just haven't seen an epic one yet. I've seen ones that have made my jaw drop. I've seen very impressive ones. I mean, he has motivated me to start doing this again. So that means a lot, or it should anyway, but apparently it doesn't to him. Because everything I've ever commented has been praised for him. And what an inspiration he is. And the second, it all changed immediately whenever I suggested that he should build, get serious and really build an epic one. His ego, man, he's like, the fact that I were to dare to suggest that he hadn't built an epic prop yet, that damaged his ego in a way I wasn't expecting. I even apologized to him, but he still won't talk to me. That's fine. I don't If he's like that, if that's his real personality and his real character, well, I don't want. I don't want to talk to him. He can just be what he is. If he follows my advice, he'll be more. He just doesn't know me, and that's not his fault. But he doesn't know who he's talking to. I may be crazier than a shithouse rat, but I got a lot of wisdom, and I know what I'm talking about in certain areas. Not everywhere, mind you, but certain areas. I know what I'm talking about whenever I tell him this will grow your channel. This will increase your subscribers. This will get you more money. This will help you to become more full-time on YouTube. This will make you a better artist, a better, you'll learn. You don't do this shit on your own, you know? I didn't. I've had so much criticism in my life, constructive and non-constructive. I've had criticism tell me that I'm shit, basically. It's just what you deal with as in your life as an artist. You're going to endure that criticism. And apparently Raphael's never had it before. He's never had to hear that. And it wasn't criticism. I have to keep repeating that. It wasn't criticism. It was constructive suggestion. The only criticism was that, which wasn't meant that way, but this way he took it, was that he hadn't built an epic prop yet. He'd built awesome, but epic? Nope, not yet. He's still got a ways to go. He ain't all that. And a bag of chips, or even without one. He's a part of it, a tiny part of all that, but not even close to being near all that. Nobody is. But he acts like he is. And so, yeah, he irked me too. I'm a human being. I got faults. I apologize. He didn't accept it, he didn't reply to it, or say okay or whatever. He ignored it, and that pissed me off too. So I posted one more time on his channel, like, dude. And this is where I started letting my snark out. Because I'd already been surprised, been all the praise that I'd given him suddenly was worthless, because I dared to suggest that he should build an epic prop. And so that culminated with him not accepting my apology. Well, I gotta say, people know how I am on Facebook. I've been in Facebook jail a bunch. I let it out on him. I let it loose on him. I basically toe-to-toe nuclear combat, but not quite. I told him, man, you really need to get over this fucking ego you have. I mean, you have a successful YouTube channel, 100,000 subscribers, nothing to sneeze at. Congratulations, great accomplishment. But it don't mean, man, what, you think this is going to last forever? Okay, you're going to be 65 one day. Oh, I've had my YouTube's been my job, my career, my whole life. YouTube ain't going to last forever. Man, I mean, it's great that you have it now, but you got to think about this kind of stuff. You can make money on it, yeah, but it would be the biggest folly to assume that it would last forever. Nothing this good lasts forever. It's going to collapse. It's going to fall apart. YouTube's going to change its policies. Something's going to happen. He ain't going to be a YouTuber for 40 more years. That's for sure. He looks like he's about 25. But in the meantime, hey man, let's have a challenge off, okay? you don't seem to want to listen to me anymore, so I'm not hesitant anymore. I'm going to be as offensive as I want to be. I'm going to tell the truth as I see it, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I said, so what I said was, dude, okay, you say that you're offended because I suggested that you had built the epic prop. Okay, well, let's have a prop off. Let's have a one-on-one. Epic prop against epic prop. Man, I guarantee you I would stomp a mud hole so deep in your ass that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between your ass and a hole in the ground. Yeah, I would destroy you, man. So, how about it? You want to do that? You want to go one-on-one with me? I mean, all I've been trying to do is give you, all I've done is praised you. But, I got a limit too, man. I'm not just a praise machine. And whenever you diss me like you did by not accepting my apology, especially that, well, sorry, but, we're not, I'm not that guy anymore who just dishes out praise, even if it's deserved. So, I'm sure he's not going to reply to that either, the challenge. I just said that for fun. Just to let him know, hey man, there's somebody out there who's better than you. Because I know I'm better than he is. He's really good. But, come on, man. I know what I can do. And I've seen what he can do. And I can just bury his stuff. Easily. I've never felt the need to want to, or the compulsion to even consider it, until he revealed to me his true nature. His ego has gotten to his head. His success of his channel has gotten to his head. He's forgotten who his bread and butter is. Subscribers. He feels like he can just say anything he wants. So, it was just fun, that's all. Just give him a piece of my mind. That's all there is to it. But if he wants to, I'll do a one-on-one epic showdown with him. And Rafe, I'm sorry, dude. Well, no, I'm not. I'll be doing a little jig. You'll lose. As far as epic props go, well, I'm already working on one. This Smaug model, the more I work on it, I didn't realize it was going to be epic at first, but now I do. It, just this model itself, and he doesn't paint his, which isn't a bad quality. It's just, that's his style. He makes it easy for his subscribers to do what he does to follow his instructions, and not painting his props is a part of that, and I admire that. He tries to make it easy for people to build and get satisfaction out of building. So he's not all prick. He's good too. I mean, he does have that in mind, at least, whenever he's thinking of his bread and butter, his subscribers, that well, let's make it easy for them. But this, what I'm doing now, ain't easy. And this ain't something that just any 12-year-old can build unless they're a prodigy. I didn't even know I could build it. And it's already looking just fucking awesome with the accents I'm putting on it now. And I'm not even done. These are just top layer accents. I got more colors to mix. I've got more detail to put. I have, where is it? Sponge. Sponge is really good for dipping in paint and then putting texture on your model. It's really good for that. And so I still have some of that to do too. A lot of that to do. A lot of work, a lot of detail. It's gonna be epic. So whenever I'm done with it, see, he has this Q&A, live Q&A every couple of weeks, and I've taken part. I've watched him do it before, and you know, there's a comment section that scrolls by like a chat room that you can take part in, participate in if you want to, and I've done that before, and just been part of the normal crowd who watches him. See, the thing is, whenever he does a live Q&A, he invites people. He invites people to showcase what they've already done, and then he'll look at it and he'll give it his. Well, this is kind of egotistical. He'll give it his thumbs up or his thumbs down. One time I gave this little 11-year-old girl built a Avengers Affinity Gauntlet, and it wasn't perfect by any means. It was the work of an 11-year-old. But when I saw it, what I typed in the comment was, "Great job. Keep working at it. You're already doing really well." Encouragement for a little kid. And you know what his reply was? Actually, no, there's a lot of problems with it. Here's where you got a problem. Here's where you got a problem. Okay, tear her ego to pieces if you want while you're at it. Encouragement is a big deal to an 11-year-old, and that was the first negative sign that I kind of got from Raphael whenever I had given her this praise, and he just turned it on its head. Like, no, it's not. It's not good. It could use a lot of work, which is, it's all true. But you don't fucking say that to an 11-year-old. You encourage her. You tell her, well, maybe you can work on this part a little more. But overall, it's really great for the, considering how old you are, and it's your first prop, as you said. And damn, man, the brutality of his response was, holy cow, okay. Oh, whatever. But what I'm leading up to is, when I'm done with this thing, next time he has a live Q&A or a live thing where he reviews your props, well, I'll have Smaug just good and ready to show him. Of course, it's up to him to whether or not he wants to showcase it or even acknowledge it. Fine, but at least he'll see it, and that's really all that matters. And if he sees it and he does showcase it, and he gives me the praise I deserve, which I don't really care about, but it would surprise the hell out of me if he did. If he does see it and he does that, well, hell, my opinion just shot up for you, Raphael. Wow, you were able to be a man about this? Cool. But regardless, once it's done, he will see it. Everybody submits their stuff via Twitter, and so unless he blocks me on Twitter, which I don't even have Twitter right now, so I'm sure he'll be able to see. I'm sure he'll see it. So once he does, I mean, he'll see it, and so then he'll know, at least personally, he'll know he's not dealing with an idiot. He's dealing with a peer, with a fellow artist. And I think I've been talking about old Raphael for long enough. Let's change the subject. Although I started talking about him because he's such an inspiration, and he still is. He's really good. I'm not dissing the guy's talent. He has got talent coming out of his laundry basket, man. He's really good, especially at designing them and designing his props and methodically giving instructions on how to do them. I mean, he's good at that, along with just his innate talent. So yeah, props to Raphael, man. He's really talented. There's no denying it. He's just got an inflated ego, and I think he thinks a little more of himself than he actually deserves. But he's young and stupid, just like everybody when they're young. They're stupid. He just doesn't realize it yet. I'm young. I mean, I'm not young, but I'm still stupid. But it's a breakthrough when you finally realize that you're stupid. It really is. You make better decisions like that, or at least it's possible to. I mean, going back to my mental dysfunctions and my mental problems, I didn't choose these problems. I didn't make these decisions. This all landed on me. Sob story, boohoo. Still, this not through any kind of decisions I've made. I mean, I worked for 10 years, 12 if you want to count the times when it was not a franchise store, managing that freaking 7-Eleven, working my ass off. That could have been what tipped me over the edge. Working so long at that place. It drove me crazy. Yeah, what can I say? I think it might have had something to do with it. But anyway, back to this. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the reference, and I'm painting where I think it needs it, but I'm going to paint over it too because I need a lighter color on these horns. These horns. How long have I been off camera doing this? I don't know, but I need a lighter color on these horns first because if you apply another color on top of another color, if it's a dark color, then it's really hard to make your other color come through, especially because it's usually a lighter color on top of dark on top. I mean, if you make this mistake, what you're doing is you're putting a lighter color on top of a darker color, and so it's really easy to screw it up. Unless you just want to let it dry all the way first. I guess. See, I'm thinking oils. My mind is tracked on oils right now, even though I'm painting with acrylics. With oils, they take so long to dry. I mean, there's a good side, there's benefit to that, and there's also a bad side. The good side is, since they take so long to dry, you have a lot of time to fix mistakes. You can mix your paint directly on your canvas and not just on your palette. You mix your paint on your canvas, and you can fix mistakes a lot more easily. But once they're dry, it's really hard to mix colors. So you just have to paint another color on top of where you screwed up. And so I'm painting lighter colors on the horns here because, according to my model, the horns are actually a tan color. And so these horns I'm going to paint them all again tan, but before I do that, I want the color to be a little bit lighter. That way it's easier for an even lighter color to show through. So I'm doing that. I'm sort of trying to make them a little bit lighter, and I'll even use a little white on there. Oh, that's too much. So mix this up. Okay, it's a little too much white. So just give it that regular reddish look, but make it a little lighter there. I think it's good. And as I'm doing this, I'm not even looking at the reference now. I'm just kind of just going by my heart and how I feel about it. But Oh, I've got the eyes over there drying. I still got to paint those too. Those are gonna. Matt was here yesterday and he bought me some LED lights, which, if they work the way I hope they will, oh my God, this thing is going to be through the roof. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm painting the eye sockets, just kind of a black wash sort of, with a little bit of lighter red, a little mixed in with it. I'm using a really fine tipped brush because I got cracks in here to paint. Also, if you can see what I'm doing, painting inside the cracks, the crevices, getting it all good and ready to. It's supposed to be darker in there anyway, so I'm half of it I'm using my reference, the other half I'm just going by my gut. And I see a problem here, but no, it's not going to be visible, so never mind. It's not a problem. It's a piece of geometry that I didn't fill in with either cardboard or with hot glue. Sometimes I'll use hot glue to kind of like a putty to mold a shape if I need to. Some place that's kind of out of the way where it won't really be seen, I'll use hot glue to mold shape. And I've only had to do that a couple of times, but it turned out pretty well both times. And once it's covered with paint, it ain't gonna matter. Anyway, especially if it's hidden away like way underneath this eye ridge, the way it is here. And I like the way this is coming together. It's like this mix of colors. Except some of it's not quite dark enough, like right there, and there. That needs to be a little darker.